Good afternoon.
Were you able to give your coach some advice on being a dad?
Yeah. Well, I talked to him, even before they had the baby. I talked to him about like the experience of seeing a child's birth. It's one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed in my life, and so I'm pretty sure, it was a big moment for him, and really happy that all things went well, and really happy for Coach.
Geno, you've been successful on 3 of 4 quarterback sneaks that you guys have done this year, and the one that you didn't get, maybe a questionable spot against San Francisco. Can you talk about what are the keys to that play working, and what do you bring to that play?
Yeah, I mean, quarterback sneak. It's about who wants it more. There's going to be pretty much 11 guys at the line of scrimmage on both sides, depending on the formation. And, obviously you look for advantageous looks if there's open gaps and stuff like that. But most importantly, it's just about getting low and getting the first down. There's really not like a bunch to it. You just got to try to drive those guys off the ball. Try and get the first down the best you can. Drive your legs. That's where the weight room comes in. And you see, Philly, they do the touch push. So there's multiple ways to do it. But, I think it's something that we can use and continue to use to be successful in our short yardage game.
Are those all called for you, or sometimes you have the option to find that?
Can't tell you that. But good question, though. Good question.
What does it change for you facing a team again in such short succession when you play them twice in 30 weeks?
I actually like it, man. I think it's, especially division opponents, you get a chance to, kind of correct some of your mistakes and then obviously try to take advantage of some things you thought went well. Going up against this team, a team that we've saw a bunch, we know what they're doing. They know what we're doing. It's about who's going to execute better. And, going up against this team and knowing what's at stake, having, a week in between after that last game, I think for both teams, man, I know they're going to be fired up, especially at home, and I know we're going to be fired up. Everyone knows what's at stake. It's a big game because it's the next game, but also a division game. And so, we're fighting to get into the playoffs. They are as well. So it should be a great matchup.
You said you like it. What are the part? What do you like about playing a team this quickly again?
I mean, you saw them, 2 weeks ago, and like I said, you enjoy playing football, but you get to go up against a team. You watch film on these guys. I don't have to watch like hours and hours of film and watch multiple games. It's really just one game in between. But like I said, you just know the opponent. Again, it was a great game, I thought, in our last game, and I think it's going to be even better, in this next one.
That defense has dialed up a lot of pressure in the last few weeks, and they've gotten to the quarterback. What is it about the way they're able to rush that's given them success?
They got great, blitz packages. I believe their D coordinator and their head coach work together on that, and I think they do a great job at, having multiple ways to give you similar looks. And you see on film where they get a lot of, free rushers, and that's pretty hard to do. Teams are scheming up packages and stuff, but they do a great job. They understand their blitz patterns. They understand, the guys who are dropping in zones, where to get to. You can tell they rep it a bunch. They let their Mike linebacker, he kind of quarterbacks the entire thing. And if they see you get into a check, they'll check out. And if they feel like, you don't have an answer, they'll bring the blitz. So it's always that game of cat and mouse. I enjoy. That's one of the things I enjoy the most about playing quarterback. And we'll see what they have for us. It's going to be a different package when we get to the game, but we just got to be prepared to adjust and, go out there and execute, make the plays happen.
Is that one of those things, though, that gets easier if you only saw them a couple weeks ago? Yeah, they're going to have a different blitz package, but maybe you've got a little bit more of their tendencies?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's easier, but I will say that, you get just a second chance to go against it. And like I said, it's never easy, man. You don't know exactly what they're going to do. You just got to look for the tells and try and figure it out. But I think they do a great job at, like I said, having multiple looks. And they make it all look the same. Sometimes they're blitzing, sometimes they're dropping them all. You just got to be prepared and just know, where your hot answers are if you do have hots. And then if you do got to pick it up if they bring zero, just be ready to, get to a protection or something like that. But there's always a game of cat and mouse. They'll have answers, we'll have answers. That's kind of how the game goes.
They had success rushing on third down last game. But how much is that you guys need to be better on third down versus maybe get to better third down situations so they can't get the pass rush going? Yeah,
I thought they did okay. I mean, we were about 50% on third downs, I think. I thought for the most part our guys held up well. We had an early injury, and so, Christian had to step in. And, it's never easy stepping off the sideline to go into a game like that. But For the most part, like I said, I thought our guys picked it up well. I thought Olu did a great job at identifying things and making the right checks. And they're gonna have, that's what they do. That's their thing. They wanted to get you to third down and dial up their packages. And so we just got to be prepared for them. There'll be some new looks that we haven't seen. We'll adjust on the sideline if need be. But for the most part, just trust your rules. Me getting the ball out fast is gonna always help. And then guys getting to the right spots and catching the ball, getting the first downs.
You mentioned what's at stake in this game a couple times, and I imagine part of that's just being able to get separation in the division. How much do you pay attention to tiebreakers and all that stuff, and knowing exactly where you guys are in the?
I don't know exactly what it is. I know we control our destiny, and I think that's what's most important. We just got to go out there and find a way to win. Everything else, we don't try to think about that, tiebreakers and such. We know we got to win out pretty much. We've been in playoff mode, and so it's 1-0 mentality this week, and that's really all that matters.
Geno, the offensive line is obviously there's been a lot of people. You mentioned Olu and 4 right tackles. Have you seen any consistency in that group yet there, especially with now Tao coming in, and how challenging has it been this year?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been consistency. Big hats off to Huff and Nuge and that entire group for preparing all the guys. And yeah, you said it, man. There's been a bunch of guys who've stepped in and stepped up. But I was very pleased with the way that we ran the ball, especially the second half of our last game. You see where those guys are getting a lot of continuity, and I think Abe being back is definitely helping Tao on that right side. And Olu's been doing a great job at just being a steady presence in there at center. And so. Yeah, we know, those guys have got to continue to get better. We got a bunch of young guys up front who are still developing and still coming into their own. But I thought they played extremely well. The previous game gave me protection in the pocket, and they're only going to get better, like I said, man. The more they gel, the more they play together, the more they hear the same calls, the more they can communicate, the better they'll be on the game day.
You guys were 5th best in the NFL in converting short-yardage situations through Week 5, and you've been last since then. Any ideas of what you think's changed?
Yeah, we haven't gotten them. I mean, that's just the reality of it. The reality of statistics is, either you get it or you don't. So yeah, when first couple weeks we were making it happen, and then recently we've struggled. So I believe in the law of averages. I think things usually kind of shape themselves out, and as long as we continue to work on it, continue to try and get better at it, I think that's something that we definitely need to get better at. And me personally, I know I can be better in those situations for our guys, and so. We get more opportunities. That's the best thing about it. We get more opportunities, and we'll see where we rank, after that.
Through 12 games with Ryan Grubb, obviously, in that kind of partnership. I'm just wondering what you've continued to learn about him as this relationship's unfolded and how that's evolved, the dynamic between you two.
Yeah, it's, again, like you said, it's only been, 12, 13 weeks of regular season games, and it's still developing. It's still building. It's still early in the stages for us. But I'm so happy with the strides we've made throughout the course of the season. Also, just our system that we have in place, I think it's really good. I think we have a lot of answers, and I think he gives the quarterback the ability to get to those answers. He empowers us to make, plays on the field and to be the quarterback and be the coach on the field. And so, Grubb and I, we talk every day. We're in the meeting room every day. We're seeing things the same way. And, the best part about it is that, he understands as a quarterback, it's not always going to be perfect. Sometimes you got to just make things happen. And I think he gives me a lot of grace with that. And it's allowed me to go out there and be confident and just continue to play.
What does it mean to give a quarterback answers?
Excuse me?
What does it mean to give a quarterback answers? What do you mean by that?
Answers on the field to be able to get to.
Geno, when you're in scramble mode, can you talk about the difference of patience, waiting for that receiver, and yet going back to, like you said, getting the ball out quickly, and the context would be Jackson Smith and the jig bit you're doing with him?
Yeah, I think it's just basically when you're out there, you're just trying to make a play. There's like a first play. There's the original play, and then there's the second play, which is unscripted. And so there's always like a design play. You want to, try to attack a certain coverage. You want to, get the ball in the window or, high-low or something like that. And then sometimes the defense does a great job of covering it. And so I think we have some guys who are really, really good at extending plays. And, Tyler Lockett is an example of a guy who's always going to find, open window or, become friendly to the quarterback when there's a scramble situation. DK did it in our first game against Arizona. And I think Jackson's done it all season, man. I think our guys do a great job in the scramble drill. And Yeah, you're saying like be patient. I mean, the main thing is to get the ball out to the guy. You don't want to hold the ball back there forever. You got guys up, protecting in front and stuff. But getting the ball out on time is always getting in rhythm is always our mindset. And then if we have to adjust on the fly, I think we've done a good job at that. I think we continue to work on it and get better.
What did you see when you went back and watched the goal line sequence there from the third quarter of the Jets game?
Yeah, I thought we had some opportunities, man. Obviously, the one pass to Noah, touched too far, could have been a touchdown. We could have pretty much ended it right there. But I think overall, just things that we need to improve on. It's one guy here, one guy there, and as an offense, you got to play all 11. Every guy's got to execute for a play to work. And so, if we can just clean up, some of our stuff down there, I think we'll be better.
Along similar lines, when the short yardage thing you mentioned, you can personally be better helping the team out there. How so?
Just in all ways, man. Just in all ways. Hit no on the pass. I mean, that's pretty much simple right there. And, we're not talking about this right now. But overall, just, if I can improve on something, I'm going to, try and do that. And I think there's a lot of improvement to be had in that area, in that situation. So, for us, I just think we got to, me included, we all got to be better. And so that's really it for us, man. We just got to execute better.
What did you do to gain 10 pounds of lean mass during the season?
Working out. A lot of working out.
Is that something you typically do during the season?
Yeah. I've been 4 days a week for about 12, 13 years now since I've been in the league, 4 days a week. So, I just think my diet's gotten better, and then obviously our training staff done a great job as well.
Are you doing legs, upper body, alternate 4 days a week?
Yeah, full body. Yes, sir.
How long are those workouts?
How long? About an hour or so.
You said your diet's gotten better. Have you changed something there?
I just eat better. Yeah.
You talked about wanting to maybe be a coach later in life. Curious, what advice or what coaching tips would you give to beat in cover two through the air?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the main thing is that if you're getting a lot of cover two, you should be able to run the ball. You should have advantage looks in the run game. I think that's the start. You want to try and get those guys to bring an eighth man into the box or a seventh man into the box, depending on your formation. But overall, if you really just attack cover two, I mean, there's going to be, 4 under or 5 under, and there'll be, 2 deep. So, just do the math there. You attack the 2 deep, and you try to get vertical on those guys and see how you can, create space that way.
Did you see the hit on Trevor Lawrence on the slide this week?
Yeah, I did.
And what are your thoughts on that whole situation? Not maybe specifically Trevor, but just the quarterback sliding, the defenders who are trying to make that late second, decisions, just all of that.
Yeah, first of all, hopefully Trevor bounces back and is okay. But yeah, I mean, it's football. Those are tough things to see. Obviously, you don't want anybody to be concussed or to have an injury, and so. I feel for both sides, man. As a quarterback, I understand that you're trying to protect yourself and the guy hits you and, you're not expecting it. So that's probably the most vulnerable you'll be when you're sliding. You're not expecting to get hit. But also as a defender, I mean, you're trying to get the guy to the ground. It's a split-second decision, like you said. A lot of guys play with a lot of aggression. So to dial that back would kind of take away from the player. I think it's a great conversation to be had. But ultimately, you just don't want that type of stuff to happen.
You guys talk about sliding and when to do it and that as a
Yeah. Try to slide after you get the first down, first of all. And then, if you're going to slide, protect yourself. If you got to go cleats up to try to keep a defender from, hitting you, then do that. But the main thing is to slide in the right amount of time and keep yourself out of harm's way.
A lot of people made a lot of you not having a win against the 49ers, but nobody seems to talk about the fact you haven't lost to the Cardinals. Can you talk about this game against Arizona and the matchups you've had over the years?
Yeah, I think I said it then. I mean, it's one game. We got one game to play. We're not playing them all at once. And so, yeah, I mean, that stuff doesn't matter. It's about this game and what we can do in this game. Nothing we did in the past is going to help us. We got to go out there and execute for this one. And we got to go make the plays. They're going to be at home. Like I said, it's a big game for both of us, and it should be fun, man. I enjoy these type of games. It's going to be fun. You're going to see the best of both teams.
You've had pretty good fan turnouts in Arizona in the past. What is that like when you're on the road and you can hear the Seahawks fans?
That's awesome, man. We love our fan base, especially when they travel well. Seems like they take over the opposing stadiums, and to be able to see them after wins and to see them, fired up and just excited, man. It means a lot to us at home, but especially on the road as well. When they go out and they travel and they go and support us, wherever we are.
Anything else? Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.